Hi there. So today I'm making Buffalo Slaw. Um, Here's your D-cord. As my daughter showed you in the other video, it's D-cord and sliced. Now this is a whole cabbage. It's about 3 pounds. So I'm going to double the recipe today. All right. And I do that just because I like to, once I'm doing it, I do it and then I can freeze it. So those nights where you're preparing food for your family, and this could be your meal because you've already got it frozen, right? Or if they like cabbage, they're in for a treat. All right. So that's one head of cabbage. That's about 3 pounds. I measured it already. I use red hots. Okay, that's in the recipe there. So once again, it's got, for a teaspoon, it's got a little high on the sodium. It's about 190 milligrams. That's why we don't really put too much salt in here, because once again, we want to reduce our salt. 0 carbs. All right, so there you go, no carbs. Then I use the low sodium soy sauce. So this one has 580 milligrams per tablespoon. Ay, ay, ay. 1 gram of carb. But you know what? That's okay because we're not putting any more salt than we need to in here. You've got cabbage already has salt, to be honest. Meat already has salt. Even though that's less sodium, that's got salt. I use the no name, so wherever you are in UK or United States, or anywhere in Canada, I use the no name apple cider, but you can use any kind of apple cider vinegar. And then of course, my favorite. I use this because it has the least aftertaste of all the natural sweeteners that I found out there. And you know how I am. I don't believe in using Splenda. Splenda actually makes you fat. You can read a documentary about it on Netflix. Why? Is because it fools your body into thinking it's getting sugar when it's not getting sugar. And so it elevates your levels and makes you crave more and actually makes you crave sugar. This stuff, best thing for you. Anyways, all right, so I've got that. And then in the recipe you found that because I doubled it, so I probably have 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. But I think it's 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of the red hot, I think 1 teaspoon of vinegar, but you could add another teaspoon if you like it a little more vinegary. That's kind of for bland tastes, but as you're cooking, you may want to taste it a little bit and then add a little bit more. Don't be afraid. And then of course here I've got my onion powder, my garlic powder, a little bit of salt. And once again, I put a little bit more because I like it a little more flavorful. All right, so there you go. So I've got everything ready to go. So now I'm just going to brown my meat. And then I'll show you how I stir fry the cabbage as well. So let's get cooking. Low guilt lifestyle, and away we go. Yay! Hi, me again. So do you like my apron? Monday, Tuesday, Chardonnay, Beaujolais, Cabernet, Gamay, and Sunday. Ha! Yeah, anyways. It's going to go in the wash after today. I've been a little busy cooking. All right, so here we are. I'm going to brown the meat. I put it on about medium high, and I pounded away to get it into those little morsels, right? That's what we want, right? I use this little gadget, and you've probably seen me use it before. I think I mentioned it in my lazy cabbage roll, right? There you go. Isn't that cool? And it doesn't harm my Teflon. So there you go. So I use that because I used to use a wooden spoon, but I can't anymore. I find it, for some reason, I don't know, it hurts. So this doesn't hurt my arthritis as much in my wrists. So it's a good excuse to buy a gadget. So there you go. So let me brown this, and it's extra lean ground beef. So I'm not sure if I'm going to have to drain it. I'll see how much fat there is there. If I do, then I put it in one of those wire mesh corianders or something else and drain the fat. All right. So let me brown this up, and I'll be back. Okay, so the ground beef is ground. So now I've got another frying pan. I use this big wok because see how big it is, and I can just stir fry it. So I'm putting in some, I use the light olive oil. You can use canola oil. Some people use other oils, but I think these are the best and healthy versions for yourself. So I'm going to put that in there. Ooh, gotta turn that down and remove it from the heat because I don't want it to be too hot. I'm going to put it on low. Oh, why is it not going? There, I'll have to turn it back on again. Oh, we're having some glitches. Hang on. That was interesting. I've never noticed that before on my cooktop here. Because I didn't have this on, I removed it and I turned it off. It wouldn't allow me to turn it back on again. Alright, so here we go. I've got it on low, which is like a 2 on my cooktop here. Because I don't want it to burn. I want to cook it slowly. And then later on, once I feel it's getting really well cooked, so I just put oil in there. And I'm going to put that whole head, because remember I'm doing double, because I am going to put this away. So when I'm cooking a meal for my family that I can't eat, because like pasta, let's say for example, or I want this for lunch, I can take it, you know, if you're working, you can take it to lunch for yourself. All right. So we're just going to, yeah, this takes a few minutes. So I just want to say that, yeah, so I believe in mind, body. One of the things I noticed when I started eating like this was that after 2 weeks, it all of a sudden it feels like this fog cleared, right? So you feel so much better. You start having more energy. And then of course, that's when I started, after about a year, I lost, no, a few months, 6, 7 months, maybe I lost 40 pounds. Then I started working out. And exercise is so important because I know that I did not want to be where I was in terms of, you know, just being a couch potato. So I'm going to take some bigger pieces out here that, you know, just like that. I don't like those pieces. I'm just going to remove those. Now I'm going to throw a little bit of salt on there because I find when you put a little bit of salt on, it helps to tenderize and cook the cabbage a little faster. So just a little bit, not much, just a little bit. Because remember, we've got a lot of sodium already in our, even though it's low sodium soy sauce, there's a lot of sodium in there already. So I'm going to cook this, keep tossing it, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Next time I'm going to get a partner, somebody to talk to me. Who wants to be on one of my shows? That would be fun, wouldn't it? We could do something together. Yeah, do some prep cooking, all that kind of stuff. Alright, so let me just keep tossing this for a little bit while it cooks. I'm just going to take those bigger pieces out. I don't like those bigger pieces. Hey there! So here we go. It's been about 10 minutes, maybe 12. Yeah, about 10-12 minutes. So I'm going to cook it for about 3 minutes longer. And then I'm going to add the soy sauce. I'm going to add the soy sauce mixture now, actually. And then cook it for a few more minutes. So there we go. That's the... because that'll help cook it a little faster. You might want to turn my heat up a little bit here. And I just realized you also need to put the dry ingredients like the onion and garlic in with your meat here. I didn't have to strain this, so this is really good extra lean ground beef. I didn't have to strain that, so there we go. So I'll show you in a minute. Now, if you like it crunchier, you don't cook it as long. If you like it softer, then cook it a little longer before you put the soy sauce in. But once you put the soy sauce in too, the other thing I did was I added about a teaspoon of vinegar while we were paused here, because I felt that the vinegar and the salt will definitely, oh my gosh, it's shrinking already. So there you go. When you add the soy sauce and liquid mixture, it helps to cook it. So I'm going to cook this here for another 2-3 minutes, And then what we're going to do is we're going to put the ground beef and in with the cabbage here, mix it all together, and voila, dinner. And then you can get your containers. You know, once it, just leave it out here for about half an hour. I'm going to take the dogs for a walk while this cools a bit. Then I'm going to put them in here, and then it cools. I can put it in the fridge overnight, and then tomorrow morning I'm going to put them in the freezer. So there you go. So you don't have to cook 2 meals. 1 meal you can cook for your family one night that you know you're not going to eat because you're eating low guilt. And there you go. Okay? Let me just pause and I'll be back. Okay, hi there. So I cooked it for an extra 5 minutes actually, and I'll show you. See, there it is. It's all shrunk a bit. It's nice and soft. I like it soft. If you like it a little crunchier, don't cook it as long. But the other thing I find too is when I'm going to put in my containers, because I'm not going to eat this now because I still have some food left over from yesterday that I made for myself. And my family's going to have, I have some leftover ravioli for them, so that's what they're having tonight. So I have leftovers too. So now I'm going to put on the ground beef mixture. Remember, we got to put the, I put the onion powder and garlic in there as well. You can put it in while it's, after it's finished cooking and just before, right? When it's finished browning and stuff. So either one, I just put it in now, and that's fine too. I did put a little extra soy sauce, remember? And I just tasted it. See, I like it. I like it spicy and a little bit of heat from the red hot. So there you go. So now I'm added the ground beef mixture, and I'm mixing this all up. So there you go. Okay. Very good. So this looks like it's going to be at least, oh my gosh, 1, 2, 3, ooh, I don't know. I'm going to have at least 6 meals here. So this, the double portion will definitely feed 6 to 8. I'm not sure exactly once I portion it out. So if your family likes this, this is probably, depends on how many people in your family and how many people like cabbage. But this is called Buffalo Slaw. They're actually, if you Google it, it's from Atkins. It's a, they call it Buffalo Crack Slaw, but I really don't like that name. I think they call it crack because when you eat it, you get really addicted to it because it's so good. But yeah, I still don't like that name, so I just call it Buffalo Slaw. And I think it's buffalo because of the red hot in it. So there you go. Yeah, so just another minute or two, and we toss it around in here. I'm going to now shut off my stove, and it's ready. See? There you go. Buffalo Slaw. All right, so there's another meal that I'm going to put in containers. 2-cup containers or 4-cup containers. I think 2 cups. That's about 2 cups. So maybe 2-3 cups. Yeah, 2 cups is probably plenty, I think. 4 cups. Maybe put them in 4-cup containers because you can eat up to 4 cups of this, or 4 cups of veggies per day or whatever. 3 cups, yeah. 3-4 cups probably per serving, per person. And that's an awful lot. You probably won't even be able to eat that. I know I only eat about 2 cups, maybe 2.5 cups at the most. All right, so I'm going to put them in my 2.5-cup containers that I have. And then freeze it. And then when I'm making my family dinner that I know I don't want to eat, like pasta night, I can make, actually I make the same sauce, but then I use zucchini or, you know, one of those pastas you get from the health food store that only have 1 gram of carb per serving. Those are really good. All right, so that's it. So enjoy your evening or your day or whenever it is you're watching this, and look forward to showing you another low guilt recipe. Talk to you later. Have fun. Bye.